Hello, this is Joshua Esperilla from Routing Protocols team. In this video, I will show you ways to configure a router running BGP to advertise a default route to its BGP peers. Default routes are used to direct packets addressed to networks not explicitly listed in the routing table. Default routes are invaluable in topologies where it is not desirable to learn all the more specific networks. In Cisco IOSXE, it is possible to inject the default route into BGP using one of the following: the redistribute with the default information originate commands, the network command, and the neighbor's default originate command. I will explain each one with the following diagram. In this topology, R2 is learning the loopbacks from R3 and R4. R2 has a default route towards R1. The goal is to announce this default route from R2 to its BGP peers R3 and R4. Let's start with the redistribute command. Injecting a default route through the redistribute command requires the default information originate command. As you can see, BGP does not redistribute a static default route unless the default information originate command is used. The default route must first exist in the routing table, using either IGP or static routing. After that, use the redistribute static command to redistribute the static default route. If you are wondering why the default route is not installing in R3 routing table, it is because when using iBGP, the next hop IP will not be changed when advertising prefixes to another iBGP, as it happens with eBGP. You can make it so that R3 installs the default route on the RIP by changing the configuration on R2. If you receive a default route via OSPF, that can be redistributed as well. Let's proceed using the network command. When injecting a default route into the BGP table using the network command, a default route should already exist in the local routing table. The default route can be learned through any means, but if it's removed from the routing table, BGP withdraws it from the BGP table. The difference with the network command is that here is no need to redistribute. As you can see, the peers are getting the default route we learned from OSPF in R2 by using the network command because the default route is learned on the routing table via OSPF. The same would be seen if you had configured a static default route. Finally, let's configure the neighbor default originate command by removing the default route from the local router. Optionally, a route map can be used to track the default route or any other route in the local routing table to be used as a condition for the advertisement. By default, this method doesn't check if the default route exists in the routing table. In this case, we have no default route on R2. Using this method, the BGP router doesn't add the default route into the local BGP table. Instead, it generates the advertisement of the default route towards the specific BGP peer. As you can see, there is no default route in either R2 routing table nor BGP table. R3 should not have a default route now. However, R4 has the default route because we specified in R2 to generate a default route towards this specific peer. Now you know how to advertise default routes in BGP. Thank you for watching.